Let's look at the factors that contributed to the economic boom in the 1920s. Number one, the natural resources. USA was endowed with a lot of natural resources and therefore did not need to buy the raw materials of the natural resources that their industry required. The huge population also produced enough market for the manufactured goods. They did not have to look for market outside, but their huge, wealthy population were already a large market for the goods that were produced. Also, the large, wealthy population of USA was endowed with entrepreneurial skills which helped to harness the available natural resources. Factor number two behind the economic boom is the First World War. During the First World War, USA used to sell a lot of metal and weapons to Britain and France. USA made money out of this business. USA also took over the international trade of Europe, and it became the world leader in the manufacture of chemicals, explosives, and plastics. This also added to the wealth of the USA economy. USA was also giving loans to other countries, and these countries would pay back the loans with interest. Number three, the policies of the Republican Party. The Republican Party at the time had policies that were very useful for promoting economic growth. Republican parties imposed or introduced high tariffs on foreign goods. They introduced high tariffs on foreign goods. The Republican Party policies also believed in leaving the businessman alone to do their own business freely with less intervention or with less interference. The government also took further steps and lowered the prices of locally manufactured goods or produced goods, which encouraged the population to buy their own local goods or their own American goods. And number four, USA had good diplomatic relations with other countries like Britain, and this attracted investors from these countries, and they invested in America in different economic sectors. Number five, availability of well-established infrastructure. There was well-developed systems of transport which helped in the exploitation of natural resources such as the agricultural raw materials for her industry, such as the roads. The roads were well built. And number six, there was presence of sufficient manpower. Cheap labor was available, especially from the immigrant workers. These workers were mostly from North Africa, South America, and Europe, and this lowered the cost of production. Because of availability of cheap manpower, the industries were able to produce goods, especially in the agricultural industry, coal industry, and others. Factor number seven, scientific innovations. The immigrants, especially those who are from Europe, such as from Italy, Germany, Ireland, and others, had vital scientific knowledge that promoted industrialization in US. This led to establishment of industrial farms like the automobile industry at Detroit by Henry Ford and Rockefeller. This encouraged growth of the agricultural sector. The scientific inventions also encouraged growth of agricultural sector, and in turn, it led to development of industries such as the ones that were providing the raw materials.